Hello and welcome. Today we are going to make a Cinderella Easter basket. This Easter basket is inspired by the pink dress that belonged to Cinderella's mother that Cinderella decides she's going to spruce up in order to be able to attend the ball. But then the mice end up fixing it up for her when they realize she doesn't have enough time to do it herself. So to make this basket, I bought a pink basket and some pink and white tulle and ribbon. So basically I made tulle skirts go around the outside of the basket, and to figure out how much ribbon and tulle you'll need, you'll have to measure your basket. For the white tulle, I would just measure the bottom of the basket to the top edge of the basket and double it. Take your piece of ribbon and take it around the outside portion of the basket and leave some extra to be able to tie some knots in the end. And then you can begin making your white tulle skirt that will represent the underneath white part of the dress. You can just take the piece of tulle and fold it in half, and the end that's folded, make a loop, and then take your piece of ribbon and lay it over it. You'll take your two ends, not the folded loop, but the ends of the tulle, over top of the ribbon and pull them through the loop, and that'll hold them onto the ribbon. And just cut enough pieces and keep doing this until you have enough to make a skirt that goes around the entirety of your basket. I used some clothespins to pin the skirt around as I went, to keep it where I needed, to see how much I needed to put on. If you've never made a tulle skirt before and you want to see a more detailed video on that, you can watch my Rapunzel Easter basket video. That will have a little bit slower, more detailed version of how I made the tulle skirt. After you finish the white tulle skirt, you can make your pink tulle skirt. When you cut the pieces of tulle for the pink skirt, you want to make them 2 inches shorter, or at least that's what I made mine. You can judge based on your basket's size, but I made mine 2 inches shorter so that it would be 1 inch shorter when you make the skirt, so that you can see the white layer under the pink layer. So again, I used a pink ribbon to do the same as I did with the white. Once I finished adding all the pieces on to the skirt, I glued it to the basket. So the next thing I did was add a white satin ribbon around the handle of the basket. I just wrapped it and hot glued every so often to cover the entire handle. Then I made a bow to go on the front of the basket. This was made to match the light pink bow on the front of Cinderella's dress. I left a 6-inch tail, and then I measured out 7 inches for loops, and I did 4 of those. Then I used a piece of floral wire to secure the middle, and I took a little piece that was left over to make a middle. I hot glued the edges into the middle and then folded it around to make a nice middle of the bow. After that, I found a little girl's beaded blue necklace to put along the edge, the top edge of the basket, to cover that last little bit of edge of the basket that you could see. The blue necklace represents the blue necklace that Cinderella wears with her dress. And I just hot glued that down. After I hot glued the necklace around, I added the ribbon that I made earlier to one side of the basket. That was going to be the front side of the basket, to the end where the handle meets the basket. Next, I added some pink paper grass so that I can start filling the basket. Next, I made some pieces to go inside the basket. I had some wooden thread spools, and I used some colored floss. I did pink, purple, and a darker pink, and all I did was tape the floss to the wooden spool and wrap it around until I had the whole thing covered. Then I had my daughter, who is an artist, draw a similar image to the pattern in the book of Cinderella's dress, and she drew that on her iPad. So I printed it out and found a hardcover journal book, one you can get at like the Dollar Tree or Michael's or anywhere really inexpensive hardcover lined journals are. And I initially opened it up to the middle and covered the lined pages with just a plain sheet of paper. Now, I used tape here, but it's because I realized I didn't have any stick glue, which I would have used. I would have much rather used glue stick for this, but I didn't have any, so I just did tape. So once I taped down the white paper, I then taped down the picture. I curled down the one corner of the page because that's what it looks like in the movie. And then I put the book in the back of the basket and filled it with the rest of the items that I had, the little spools of thread and some more beads and some more ribbon to represent the sash. And then I added my little Cinderella mice and a measuring tape to complete the basket. So here is a look at the final product. Now I'm using this as a decorative piece, but you could totally use this for a child if you wanted to, and just, you know, move some stuff around or take out the things that are inside there and just put in Cinderella type things like a little doll or coloring book or storybook, you know, whatever Easter items you would want to use. You could also use this if you had a Cinderella themed party. It would be a nice centerpiece or accent piece, or like the gift table or something like that. I really enjoyed making this and coming up with ideas for it. I hope you enjoyed crafting along with me, and I hope you'll come back again soon. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.